Welcome to the Thinking Man's Templar, place where we say one red pill, a black pill life, 5 ways, a million blue pill lives, and where the soldiers becoming from the war remove their armor, drop their swords in a conversation with like-minded men. And this is another Patreon exclusive for my brothers. And this video is going to be about a couple of things, but what I really want to dig on is something that Coach Greg Adams talked about was the red pill. What people often believe is that the red pill comes to you from hurt. And not saying it doesn't, but a lot of times it's when they say that, they're trying to shame you into thinking that all red pill men are just losers who couldn't get girls and they got cheated on and all that kind of shit, right? Even though that is part of the recipe, but that is not the entire layout. What happens to a lot of men, and including myself, and I'll give you my own personal story, is that it doesn't come from the hurt. It comes from when you get back out into the streets and you start fucking with women like a madman, and you start taking them down, and you start seeing how they move and how they manipulate other people and lie and how they operate when they're fucking you. You understand? When you got multiple women on the line and you got to deal with seeing how they lie to boyfriends or the dudes they talking to right in front of you, you know, saying that they're with this person but they're with you, and you seeing this lie, and she lies so easily. You know, I seen women that go from, you know, not picking up their kids from a certain engagement just to be up under you longer and get some D. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gotta take my kids to school, or I gotta pick my kids up from such and such, but fuck it, I'm gonna drop them at my mama house. You know what I'm saying? You got the chick dropping the kids at her mother house just to come fuck with you instead of fucking with her kids. And you looking at that shit and you're like, damn, this shit grimy as hell. And you start to really understand that once you really get out into the world and you start dating, you're getting on the social media, you're getting on POF, you're getting on Tinder, and you really start macking shorties like without no conscience, where you don't give a fuck. And then you start to realize, like, yo, this shit's grimy as hell, you know? Like, and you start looking at it when you the dude they smashing, the things they would do for you, as opposed to the things they don't do when you in a relationship. Like at times when I was in a relationship and a chick would be like, yo, I can't make it, oh, it's late, I'm tired, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was out there just fucking around, I started seeing that women didn't give a fuck about that. They were never tired. They were telling somebody else they were tired, but they still had time, even though, or they'd be like, I gotta work in the morning, I can't make it. Hold on 1 second. Hey. Thank you. All right, gotta go to the checkpoint. As I was saying, and you realize that that same woman doesn't care about the fact she gotta go to work. It don't even matter. She coming over at 1, 2 in the morning. She got to be up at 5, you know, just to get that dick real quick. And you start realizing, like, the shit that you was dealing with on the opposite end. Like, oh, these chicks on some lying shit, you know? And once you really get that information in your system, you start to really put it together. Like, oh, okay, this is what chicks been telling you, but it wasn't true. But when they just fucking with you, or you just a dude they smashing, man, all that late night creeping shit, that shit is in full effect. I'm talking about late night, chicks coming home, you know, coming over late as hell. You know, you damn near asleep. She popping up 2 o'clock in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to get work, and then fuck around and get up and go to work with 2 hours of sleep. When I was in a relationship towards the end, shorty wouldn't even budge. Like, yo, I gotta work, it's 7 o'clock, shit, I gotta work tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I ain't coming over. You know, and that's when you give a fuck. But when you stop caring, you start seeing how they move. Oh, okay, when you just a dude they smashing, you ain't tripping about what she do on her daily, you could care less. Oh, now they giving you all this jumping. Now, after a while, these chicks is coming at you trying to be with you, but you like, nah, I'm good. I already see how you get there. That's where a lot of this shit comes from. And I'll tell you personally, I was dealing with a chick for about a year, man. She was playing all types of games. Crazy shit. You know what I mean? And after I stopped fucking with her, man, I just hit the streets running, man. And when I tell you, I was getting some of the finest girls I ever fucked with off just straight not caring. Just going up to them at bus stops, going up to them, what's good, let me get your number. That same girl over the crib a day or two later, you know, just fine. These chicks you thinking like, oh, she on this, you hit up on POF, man, she coming through, man, all type of nasty shit going on, man. These are nurses, chicks with good ass jobs, careers, like they don't give a fuck, man. And I started to realize that what a chick do don't got nothing to do with it. She might tell you, cause she a nurse and she done worked a long double shift that I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. But shit, that same nurse was telling me, yo, I'm gonna work from 7 in the morning to 10 at night, and I'll be over at 11:30. Let me go home and take a shower, and I'm gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? And be up messing around, like real shit. And I remember where I was living, I had a landlord, and he would, you know, he'd be around. He'd see me bringing shorties in and out, shorties coming in and out the crib. And I remember he told me one day, like, man, you got a revolving door going on. He's like, you got a different girl in there every other day. You know what I mean? And the thing that happens to most men, and you can't deny it. After a while, it gets old. It gets old. You get bored with it. You start cutting chicks off. Because then you start dealing with their bullshit. And when you dealing with a lot of women, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of bullshit. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what capacity they in, even if you just smash it. It's gonna be bullshit. And things can go wrong. You know what I mean? Condoms break, bro. All these dudes talking about this pump and dump shit, man, condoms break, bro. Even if you was on some shit like that, it don't mean that you ain't gonna have a situation where a condom breaks. Or something happen. Or shorty got a man and you and her man get into it. Or her man find out what she doing. And now you got drama with a dude you don't even know. Cause you tagging his broad. And you ain't even know. You were just a dude smashing. Now this dude got all type of beef with you. He want problems with you. All type of shit go wrong, man. You know, condoms don't stop herpes, bro. That's another thing. Condom, that herpes, when that shit get on your skin, like the part, not where your penis is, but where your pubic hairs is, you could get herpes there too. You get herpes on your balls. You see what I'm saying? And these chicks got a 50% incurable STD rate, and that includes herpes. So you gotta be real careful about pump and dump. It ain't all roses. It ain't all smashing and good times. There's some bullshit that go down too. A lot of players is stressed out. They got too much going on. And me personally, if you got too many women, you ain't getting too much money unless you already getting it. You're gonna be putting a lot of things to the left. They're gonna want a lot of time that you can use to dedicate to yourself, your betterment, your crafts, your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You putting all that time into slaying chicks. That shit take time, man. Sitting on Tinder and sending messages and POF and all that, sending messages over and over, waiting for a bite. That shit take a long time, man. You gotta sit there on that shit late night, just hitting chicks up over and over and over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the point when you start to get tired of it. You start getting tired of it. You know, yo, another chick coming through. Man, you start telling chicks, man, I don't even want to be bothered. I'm straight. Yo, I'm tired tonight. You know, you the one flaking out. You rather just be by yourself. You start feeling like a piece of meat. You feel like these chicks just using you. Like, damn, I'm just a walking dildo. You know what I mean? Like, you smashing a chick and she just get up like, that was great. Like Boomerang, she just get up and be like, start getting dressed. I done had that. But she just come through, cheat on her man, and just get up immediately and just start putting her clothes on. Like, yo, that was fun, appreciate it. And just be out the door in less than 10 minutes. That's how fast these chicks can get off. And you would never know. That's why they tell you it's hard to catch a woman cheating, because it don't take nothing for her to do it. She just got to have a willing participant. She could pull that shit off in a lunch break, an hour lunch break. You know what I'm saying? I remember a homegirl of mine used to tell me how she used to smash or do that work in the car. This is when they think you at their friend and they tell you all their little nasty secrets. She like, I used to smash a dude in his car on break, on lunch break. Word up. We used to fuck right in the car. They worked together, she was smashed. And then she had all this drama because people knew about it, and she had a girl and the girl wanted to fight at work and all this. But this is how easy they could get over on it without even trying. So once you start to really realize that, right? You start saying, man, these chicks ain't shit, bro. And then you might say, I'm gonna try again. You know, you got a little red pill information. You think you know a little thing or two. You're like, man, I'm gonna go out there and see. I'm gonna go out there and really try to meet a nice girl. And then you start to see the characteristics of all those jump offs. You start to see the characteristics of all those thoughts coming out in the girl you trying to be serious with after all of that. And you start seeing that she's no different. The behaviors line up. You start realizing this good girl don't exist and that you're just making this up in your mind. And that's when a lot of men start to get that real red pill. That's when a lot of dudes start really going MGTOW and going their own way. Because they start realizing even when you was smashing, because let's keep it a buck, ain't no, they make the world incel up because them dudes do exist, but that's not the majority of dudes in our world. A lot of the dudes in our world been getting girls, been smashing chicks since 15 years old. Done did everything you could possibly do with women sexually. You understand? From high school to college to being on your own, you done probably crossed the whole spectrum of what you could do with a chick physically in the bed. You know what I'm saying? When I was in college, bro, I had a chick that would just come to my room and give me head and leave. That's all she used to do. Some chick from Georgia when I was in Atlanta. She was from Georgia, some backcountry road shit. And this chick would literally come to my room. I probably smashed like one time out of like the 15 times she gave me head. Just on some smash shit. But she would just come to my room, give me head, and leave. Would hit me up. Yo, you want me to come over and do that for you? Like that kind of shit. And I'd be sitting there like, all right. She'd just come through, walk me off, and go about her business. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then go out and see my man Miles. He'd be like, oh yeah, she gave you head too? Man, that bitch nasty as hell. You realize she going around sucking off everybody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't special, man. Even to a thought. Especially to her. But what you gotta start realizing is that ain't no how far are you willing to go? Even as far as traveling, you might got a better chance overseas to find a decent chick, which is it's way higher, right? But there's hoes out there too. It was a lot of hoes in Thailand, straight up prostitutes. There's a lot of straight up hoes in Colombia, straight up and down. A lot of birds, a lot of single mothers, all of that shit. That shit ain't an American problem, that's a problem. You understand? I was fucking with this fine ass chick in Thailand. Chick got a baby. This bitch flying around the world getting popped off. Like, I'm talking about high energy, high level escort type shit. Like, and she was fine as fuck. And she would literally be taking flights out the country to Japan, all over Asia, fucking these different places to get knocked off, bro. Real shit. Real shit. Real motherfucking shit. Like, there's levels to it, man. Like them girls on Instagram, them Instagram thoughts and all of that be going to Dubai and all that crazy shit and going around. Them dudes be flying chicks to other countries, man. There's certain levels of these chicks you be seeing on these trips, and they got all these half-naked photos and all that crazy stuff. And they in another country, man, they going out there on another dude's dime to get knocked off. You know what I'm saying? And once you start to come to awareness of this shit, you're like, man, It really come to you when you try, after you done been a player, been in a fucked up relationship, got divorced, dudes lost their kids, fighting for their kids, went through all that bullshit, and in retaliation, you just start knocking shorties down, like fuck it. You just start going crazy. And after that gets old, then you want to try to be a one chick again. And that's when the shit hit you like a ton of bricks. That all these chicks doing that bullshit. In one form or another. Are there exceptions to the rule? Indeed it is. But they're hard to find, bro. Hard to find. And that's the thing that people want to keep trying to say, like, oh, brothers in the red pill is dudes that don't get girls. Like, there's plenty of dudes I know in the red pill manosphere that I met that got nice houses, nice cars, they in shape, they good looking dudes, they got their thing together, they dress nice, you know, they doing their thing. They not just some overweight dude sitting playing video games in his mom's basement. No, some of these dudes are the cream of the crop. That are just like, damn, I got everything I thought I was supposed to get, I did everything I was supposed to do, and I'm still dealing with these grimy ass bros. And I'm realizing they grimy. Even if they coming at me like the man they want to fuck above everybody else, you can still see the grimy shit she doing to other dudes. You know what I mean? The grimy shit she doing to other people. And you start saying like, damn, this shit real. Like, it ain't nowhere to go. Where's there to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, she really going, man, I done had chicks straight up like that, man. Be on the phone with her mom or her kids and be like, yo, I'm gonna pick you up. Like and then don't. I'll be there at 7 o'clock and then just be at my crib still at 10. Like, yo, you gonna get your kids? She like, they with my mama. They good. Like that type of shit. And dealing with these chicks, man, they gonna lie. I was out yesterday, I was in Phoenix, man, and I went to a little Westgate and I was chilling, right? And I'm just falling back, I'm just kicking in and all that. And I see this little trio with a cute ass little white girl and this black chick and her brother. And we talking, man, and she get to talking about how, you know, how she with this dude and, you know, he was so horrible to her and she was taking care of his aunt that was on bed rest, damn near on her deathbed for this dude, taking care of his aunt. And they had kids and he still left her and cheated on her and all that shit. And she made this dude seem out to be so horrible, right? So motherfucking horrible that me and both the simp dude that was with him was like, damn, that's messed up. And the first thing I said was like, yo, so that's messed up, but you know, there's probably some dudes that got some messed up stories about you too. That you might have think you let down easy or whatever the case. That might be like, yo, she was cheating on me, she was lying to me. But they'll never admit that. You know what I'm saying? And these are the girls that proclaim to be good. Even the good girls that y'all think is good, there's some dude somewhere that be like, fuck that bitch. That bitch grimy as hell. That bitch slept with my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That bitch fucked the dude when she went on vacation. But she coming to you, she fucked the dude at the job while I was with her. Like all type of shit. That bitch lied to me about this, did that. You know what I'm saying? She burnt me. Shit like that. I caught something. Had to go to the doctor, get some pills. And that same girl will come to you presenting herself like a brand new item, like she never did none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she never did none of that. And that's the thing that really sets men apart. Because when I said that, the other guy started saying, hey man, come on, man. That simp trigger went off. He had to stop the conversation like, come on, man. I'm just being honest. Cause she making this dude to sound like Dracula or some shit. Like she was dating a motherfucking wolf man or some shit. Like this was the most evil man on purpose on the face of the earth. And of course he was a brother. So I'm just like, these niggas out here just doing the worst. But at the end of the day, she probably done worse to other dudes, is what I'm saying. But the women always want to present themselves as if they're just Mother Teresa, man. And this is what you gotta really take into account, that when you out there, and a lot of you brothers can account, that you've been with a lot of women. You've been with a lot of women all your life. I was always a cool, funny, fresh, fly dude, could rap my ass off, was always in fly circles, you know, always was doing my thing, getting money, had nice cars and all that shit. You feel me? Before I realized how unimportant that shit is. A lot of you dudes was the same. You know, you ain't these incel dudes, they try to make it seem like. Nah, you was a fly, cool dude. You was getting girls, booking chicks since high school, man. Multiple girls, having 2 or 3 girlfriends and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had, man, back in high school, I had a girl in Central Islip. I had one that I was fucking with in Bayshore. I had a little shorty in Wine Dance that I would go see when I go check my cousin out. Shorty lived like right down the street. I would go check him, be like, yo, I'm gonna run down to Shorty crib. And be doing all this shit. And I'm like 16, 17. You feel me? I went to the prom with another chick outside of my girlfriend. From my school where I moved from. I wanted to go to the prom with my homeboys. I had her go to the prom by herself. Man, listen, dog. Everybody done did fucked up shit. Everybody done had their share of ladies. So don't let nobody tell y'all that, oh, the only reason you listen to Red Pill content and you a Red Pill dude is because you a loser that can't get girls. That's bullshit. Most of the dudes in the manosphere big getting women. Big. Because the only way you can know this stuff and understand it is because you've been with a lot of women. And you definitely got something to go off. You got experience. That's what this is all about. It's about having experience. And experiences tell a tale. A lot of you brothers, you looking at it now like, damn, I'm 30-some years old. And all I did was really have chicks that I smashed for different lengths of time. And some of you got kids where you're like, man, I done had a couple kids out the situation. But really, despite it being a casual situation or marriage or a relationship, girlfriend, it was just girls you was smashing for different periods of time, different lengths of time. Some for a couple of months, some for a couple of weeks, some for a year, some for 5 years, 10 years. It's just lengths of time, bro. And you gotta think about all the chicks that you know that got a dude that they only fucked and sucked for a week, 2 weeks, a month. And how many times she does that a year and then comes to you. I'm telling you, the average chick easily, they might bullshit, the average chick easily is at 50, at least. Especially in our range. I'm talking about mid-30s to 40s, at least 50 motherfuckers. And once you start to realize that, you realize that getting into long-term marriages don't make no sense. That's why they try to shame you, because these women need men to be on the plantation to marry them and be in relationships with them and put babies in them. And they start realizing that you don't want to do that. They want to sit there and tell the world something wrong with you. Oh, you just a sucker. You just a dude that couldn't get no girls. Please, man. I got women I done fuck. I can't remember their face. I don't even remember their names. I don't even remember their names, bro. And I had a chick I was fucking with that was a professor at USC with going for her doctorate. You understand? And this chick was a straight freak. And you know what she told me one day? We was getting into it. And she was like, and she was a sex education teacher, which is crazy because she definitely knew her way around the bedroom. So she was like, one day she was like, I've been with so many men, some of them, I don't even remember their names. This is what she said to me in like, like a fit of like, just like truth and honesty. I just broke it down till she just said, I don't even remember their names. Admitting, and this girl's about to be a doctor and wanted to be with me so bad, bro. And I just seen, despite all of that that education, that she was your typical bust down. College bust down with all type of debt, done fuck all type of dudes. You know what I mean? When I stopped talking to her, she would go and fuck with her ex and then we would start talking again, and then she'd be telling me all these stories of what her ex and this nigga done did while we was apart for all of a month, 2 months, and not talking, because I met another shorty, because we was like dating. So I'd be like, yo, I met this girl, and she'd be like, all right, cool, and she'd fall back, and then I come back and I'll be good. We start talking again and I'll be good. She got all of these war stories, like all this crazy shit done happened to you in a month and a half. What the fuck? And she told me, I got dudes that when I'm not in a relationship or they not in a relationship, we just fuck. This is a lot. This is most women have situations like this. Dudes that they just fuck when they on a break, when they ain't got nobody they dating and they just need somebody to dick, they call this nigga up, doo-doo-doo-doo. He'd be like, nah, I'm actually with somebody. All right, cool. And then and sometimes that don't even matter. He still fuck. Even when they with somebody, he still smashing. You see what I'm saying? So she told me about these kind of relationships, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've experienced it. I had chicks that I dated from back in the day that anytime I came back in town, I would smash. And these chicks would be in serious relationships, living with dudes. Literally living with dudes, having kids, and I would come in town back to New York for a couple of weeks just to visit. And then I'll call them up and they'll come to wherever I was at, hotel, my homeboy's crib, and fuck. Literally. And be trying to fuck me like we just met. Real talk, man. Real talk, man. So don't let people try to gas you up, man, and make you feel like this ain't what it is. Y'all can tell me in the comments. Y'all already know. The reason you're red pill, because you've been getting girls. And you've been getting women all your life. And you start to realize, shit, I done dealt with all these women and they all fucked up. Most of them. To an extent. You know what I'm saying? In real talk, all the chicks that I do keep in contact with or do have some contact with, man, all the chicks I fuck with, man, at least 80-90% of them are single mothers now. Multiple times over. You know what I'm saying? That could have been me, but it ain't. So I'm just giving you this quick video so y'all can understand. Don't listen to the shaming language. Don't let them try to make you feel like you some type of incel because you listen to TMT or Angry Man or Black Ram or Coach Greg Adams or whoever. Don't let nobody try to make you feel bad because you can actually use your intelligence and assess what is real. You understand? Red pill men are some of the most intelligent men on the face of the earth because they can actually apply information and make a true summation of what the fuck they know by what they see. The blue pill dude is a sick-minded man because the blue pill denier is a dude that actually sees the same thing and tells himself otherwise. He tries to convince himself that it's not what it is, as opposed to accepting information. He actually doesn't have the intellectual capabilities to put two and two together, to connect the dots. That is why the red pillar, when confronting the blue pillar, he will deny. Or he would just act like what you're saying is so crazy, when you could give him straight facts and numbers. And they come in all shapes and sizes. The blue pill simp sucker, the so-called player, the PUA, the motherfucking Hotep dude, all of these motherfuckers is the same person. That motherfucker that is incapable of seeing a woman for who she is and seeing the women they dealt with for who they are. So be proud of yourself, man. Be proud of yourself. You amongst the elite. Alright? I'm gonna drop this, I got a Colombia video I'm gonna drop, which you probably gonna see it after this one, or you're gonna see it in the same drop. They're gonna come together. I'm gonna wait till I stop driving to, edit them up and put them together. I'm gonna drop a double header this week for all y'all. And yeah, man, see you in the comments. I'm gonna do the Colombia video part 2 about when we went out and went into the little strip clubs and all that shit and what we were seeing. And yeah, let you guys know what's up. All right, this is TMT, man. One love. Peace. And thank you for being part of the Patreon once again.